if that second stimulus check drops, and I'm sure it totally will, what I'm gonna spend it on is, well, first of all, I'm gonna need to buy a garage. Second of all, I'm gonna get a shark tank and a dolphin tank, and just those guys can have a podcast.
There you go.
I'm sure that the fucking like $800 maybe or whatever we get, that'll cover it. Yeah.
Do you think it's happening? Like, I mean, I feel like the Democrats. I hate to think this cynically, but like, do you think it's true that Democrats are just gonna hold off on it just so Trump doesn't get any credit for it or something?
Yeah, probably.
No, that's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
That's 100%.
I wonder if it'll backfire on them because so many things do backfire on them.
Oh yeah.
I mean, having the thing is, the wake up call recently was having Dianne Feinstein, be the head of these, these Supreme Court hearings, to like, and just basically letting
just
Amy
riding
Coney Barrett,
fucking
just like
Coney Barrett's nuts.
just giving her the job. I love that, like, their whole thing was like, haha, we have our ace up the sleeve. It's Dianne Feinstein, well-known girl boss.
well-known girl boss and Confederate sympathizer? Wait. One second here.
Yeah, and it's like, so like now they're all backpedaling, and like everyone at the Hill is like saying, and by the Hill I mean in DC, they're all saying like, yeah, it is really sad to see someone sort of just like, completely lose it. It's hard to watch it in real time. It's like, bitch, she's been this way always. What are you talking about?
Wow,
she's just another old rich fuck. It's terrible.
Grandma's just suddenly so delusional. I couldn't tell you, where that came from. QAnon? She just believes it now. I mean, it's not like she was giving us colloidal silver when we were babies.
She was doing a bit. And she just overcommitted.
Psychic Dolphin Garage.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode from the Psychic Dolphin Garage. I'm Zach.
I'm Bo.
And I'm Dennis.
And we have another guest with us today. It's Trevor from Champagne Sharks. How you doing, Trevor?
I'm pretty good. How you doing?
We are doing fantastic here today. It is great to have you on.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, we love not only collaborating with other leftist content creators, but also it's really nice to bring interesting, funny people onto our show, and just get to spend an hour. We promise we won't keep you in the booth for 6 hours like we did our last guest.
What was that about? What happened?
Well,
was
we did
just get out of control?
It was a reenactment of the Saw 3. It got a little out of hand, but we didn't lose any limbs, so I think it turned out just fine.
Yeah, not losing limbs.
We kept doing the "Hey, have you saw" joke until they laughed, and you know what? Eventually, the sleep deprivation got through to them. So there we go.
Yeah, well, you are from the Champagne Sharks. Obviously, you guys run your own podcast, and I guess I'd like to ask, what is the sales pitch for listening to your show over anyone else's?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's one of those things where the purpose of the show kind of drifted, so it's just become whatever you want to talk about.
Hell yeah!
The idea of the show when we started out was we wanted to do a podcast about race that would be the kind of podcast about race that we couldn't find out there that we want to listen to. So it was like, what if we took it from the example of, because we were like, race writing is always like writing about non-white people for white people. So we said, like, what if we did something like, why can't race writing be about talking about white people to non-white people? And that was kind of what our thing was. So we would kind of like try to explain white culture, like the white mind or whatever, in a way that we felt like people always do, whether the writer is white or black or non-black person of color. It always seems to be at the end of the day
explaining
non-white people to white people,
to a white audience.
Yeah. So we kind of want to play with that idea a little bit. And in the beginning, I think we were kind of on consistent with that. But now it just seems to kind of talk about whatever we feel like talking about. So
Hell yeah.
yeah. I
I
mean,
mean,
it's
we're
still-
like 300 weeks into quarantine, so
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, that could mess, even the most firmly
Dedicated,
planted
like
show
yeah.
structure, to just like, God, what's happening this week? That was this week. So it's a very cool show. I have not listened to enough of it because I am a bad podcast listener.
Oh, I'm a bad podcast listener too. Like I get it because it gets to be kind of like work. So
I mean, who the fuck would listen to podcasts? Am I right? What kind of rubes? What kind of asshole? No.
Yeah, you're just doing Apple work at the end of the day. You're like, oh shit, they talked about this already. Oh wow, that guest was really good. Fuck, now I got to get a really, really good guest to talk on when we talk about that topic. Shit.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Yeah, I used to listen to a lot of them, but when we only had like 1 or 2 hours a week of like content we were doing, it wasn't that bad. But when we started like streaming and then doing like movie and book night and different things, it started becoming like a lot of content. And I'm like, last thing I wanted to do was like listen to like another podcast after doing this. So
Yeah.
I just
that
been
is
watching like
kind of-
Star Trek and Next Generation.
oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is kind of what we started doing once we started streaming as well. It's
You
just
heard it
like-
here first, kids. Don't start a podcast.
If you like podcasts, don't start one.
Also, God knows we don't need the competition.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Please don't.
There's only so many newspapers and podcasts that need to exist before communism can be reached, achieved. But I guess on the path to establishing a communist state, of course, the first thing that we'll have to do is figure out, will there still be ride sharing? Forget feeding the people. Forget social necessary labor versus labor that isn't socially necessary. The real question on everyone's mind is, will it be taxi drivers? Will we have a state-owned ride-sharing app?
Really fucking economic justice, racial justice, social justice. Fuck that. I want to know if after the revolution, I can call a random stranger and get inside their fucking, early 2010s Hyundai Sonata and, enjoy their playlist of just, whatever fucking Pandora happens to pull up.
Yeah, if your Toyota Camry that is blaring the Joe Rogan Experience does not smell like weed, I'm gonna get another Uber.
Yeah. I'm leaving a bad review, getting out right there, and calling one that does smell like weed.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? If you think that ride sharing under communism is gonna smell like weed, just wait till you figure out what companies. These two shell companies owned by Alphabet and General Motors, respectively.
That's cool. That's good. Yeah. Very trustworthy, not at all creepy fucking companies.
Both of them definitely
just the
have
best people.
do not be evil in their bylaws. So you know that they're
They
good.
used to, apparently.
Oh, they used. Wait, that's not.
Yeah, Google took it out.
Well,
Oh, did they? I didn't know that.
Yeah, Google took out "Don't be evil"
Yeah.
Interesting.
because they can no longer justify what they're doing is not evil.
Yeah,
Damn.
you're almost better not putting that in there ever than to have
In the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you at least give yourself the wiggle room to accidentally become evil.
Yeah. And then you can go, oh no, we have to go back to our roots of not being evil.
And
It's
it's
like,
like
nah.
admission too, almost.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It's like if you like put on your resume like, oh yeah, from, fucking 2006 to 2010, I was, I don't know, not doing crimes or something, not stealing from my job or something.
Yeah,
I've
I wasn't in South America orchestrating a coup.
I wasn't
I've-
taking half-hour long bathroom breaks every hour.
I've started to see on all the job applications, like, have you ever committed any crimes? What would show up on your background check? And it's like, I don't. I mean,
Fucking run it, you cowards.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna admit anything. You tell me what's on there.
Yeah, like why play those games? It's like an extra layer of anxiety Yeah, I think they just get off on.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, absolutely.
absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the managerial class. That's what they do.
Working
Yeah.
in HR is just sick fucks that just it's their absolute and total pleasure to just torture candidates all day long.
Uh-huh.
Anyways, to kind of get us back on the road here, Cruz has gotten a license to operate driverless vehicles in San Francisco.
Funny.
Cruise.
I'm sorry.
Cruise is the company that is owned by General Motors. Waymo is owned by Alphabet, who also owns Google, and they've been doing this in Phoenix. So we're already starting to see the rideshare market expand to driverless cars, which means that not only are they not creating jobs, they're also just like generating profit in a space that would normally they would normally profit drivers, unionized taxi drivers,
Right.
rideshare drivers. Like, forget Prop
Mhm.
22. Prop 22 sucks.
Vote no on Prop 22 if you're in California.
Yeah, vote no. Prop 22 sucks, but we've already been outmoded. We're the old version of this.
Outmotor, you might
Mhm.
say.
Mm.
But so here's the thing. In the communist utopia, when we have reached full statelessness, this is actually what we want. We don't want people driving and like doing these things. The driving is dangerous work. If everything was automated, you wouldn't even need stoplights.
Yeah.
But like we're nowhere near there. So let's not just put people out of work right now.
I mean, we do need a testing ground for it, but I don't know if you had a company
San Francisco
that
is
was,
not the place to do it.
If you had a company that was like profit sharing all of this stuff between all of its drivers,
Yeah.
and you had a larger fleet and more of it was automated and profit sharing increased, then it would make sense as you were doing something to improve the lives of your workers.
Yeah. If for some reason you made this a co-op,
Yeah.
I don't know how you figure that one out.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Ocean Spray's a co-op.
First of all,
Why
don't
why can't
put
this be?
don't be evil back in first.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'd be a good first step. And then step 2, don't be evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God. The idea of a driverless car going around the extremely tight bends of San Francisco is
Ooh.
just
Oh yeah,
Like,
what a fucking city to test that out in, huh?
Yeah.
oh boy. Oh god. I'm getting anxiety thinking about it.
Yeah.
Last time I went to San Francisco, like getting around that city was like hell. I wanted to jump off the Golden Gate Bridge just trying to like figure my way how to get through that fucking city. Like it is impossible. Also, it smells like fish, the entire city.
Also, like, why make a driverless car? Like, just because you can invent it, like, why? Like, I just feel like they just invent things to invent them.
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of the forefront of like AI training, right? That you want to train the computers to see the world in the way that we see it and interact with it in the way that we interact with. So instead of reimagining transit and reimagining the way that we travel in a way that would make sense to an automated system, we've simply said no. Humans are full of hubris, and therefore you have to do the thing the way that we do it.
Yeah.
Also, the cherry on top of all of this is this is only for the gentry. This is not for the working class. The working class people of the Bay Area take BART and they take buses. Like they are.
I was
very
gonna
used to
say,
taking
yeah, San Francisco
public
has a pretty robust fucking public transit system. Yeah.
Yeah, this is literally for that Google employee who wrote a letter to the mayor complaining about the homeless people and how it scared his corn-fed family.
Yeah, this is not. They were not training, driverless buses or automated
Trains or something,
tram system, whatever. Which trams are pretty automated, like for the most part. They just have someone in the seat to push the stop button if they
Right.
need to.
I mean that is literally what San Francisco has. They still have cable cars.
Yeah. Yeah. So
like that's not going anywhere.
I mean, it's the ever boiling pot of capitalism. Like, what's coming to the surface this time? Oh, we're gonna automate the worst kind of Magic 8 Ball. Like, we're gonna automate taxis. All right.
Like, I don't
Just
know
all
if you
the
guys,
shitty stuff in there.
I don't know if you guys know this because I think this is, a lot of times I find something out like super late. And it turns out everybody knew it except for me. I only just found out what was up with all those capture stuff and are you a robot? Do you guys know
Mm-hmm.
what the deal with all that is?
Yeah.
I do because I read so much text.
Because Zach's a fucking nerd. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I just can't believe they just use you for like free software development. Like, I was wondering why is it making me click this many hydrants and even scarier.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like they're using you to program the AI of the driving. So does this have a whole
Yeah.
bunch of data? But also, like, apparently, I'd be a really bad AI. Like, I fail that stuff all the time anyway.
Yeah, like is this a stop sign? Is this a fucking crosswalk? Yeah. Like, well,
Yeah.
I mean that's the thing. If I think if they really want to, like Zach was saying, train these robots to be like, and I'm gonna continue to say robots, not AIs, because fucking saying robots is way funnier. If they want to train these robots to drive well, like, and drive in a human fashion and understand things in a human fashion, you got to program road rage in those babies. You got to put them in fucking drive time traffic, 5 o'clock, Dallas, Texas, 75, trying to, get from your shitty job to your shitty home, and just fill them full of rage.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you cannot have the AI trained by someone who like drives in LA traffic.
That's how you get
would
Terminator.
have- Yeah, you would get the term. Like, everyone is simultaneously an aggressive and also a non-aggressive driver.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how you aggressively drive slow but then speed up beyond like all belief, but I don't LA traffic seems to do it.
Yeah.
Think about it. No, yeah, think about it. It's a fucking robot that can speed up to just tap your bumper and then stop.
Yeah, no, it's cool that like CAPTCHA is not only like a tool to like protect us from bots on the internet and botting stuff, but it's just free data. It's free real estate for training AIs with.
Yeah.
I feel like also, at some point once we train AI well enough, it becomes a method of removing drivers from the road that aren't good enough at driving. Like if you're so bad at driving that the driving AI recognizes you as a bad driver, it just pushes you off the road. All of the cars work together to push your car off the road, and then everyone continues driving.
That's a good point. Yeah, like, or they start having like AI that kind of adjusts for your bad driving, so it keeps you on the road, but it's like making like little adjustments, micro adjustments, and suddenly you have all
Oh, yeah,
types
yeah.
of people on the road who shouldn't be on it.
Myself, for instance. Yeah.
That's like the Facebook suggested comments, but for driving, and like you turn the wheel a little bit and it doesn't go, and you're like, oh, okay, that's cool, whatever. Like, you're in control, but you're not really in control,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you have to put a destination in whenever you start driving. Like,
That's interesting.
I think it should be stressed too that like this in itself is not evil or nefarious or whatever. Like, again, self-driving vehicles is a cool thing, but like, god damn, it'd be way better if Google wasn't the one like controlling it.
Yeah.
a lot of this stuff is written on open source software, so technically everyone already owns a lot of the tools that they're using to create these very complex systems. And they couldn't make these complex systems without open source tools because nobody has enough money to invest enough time and energy into these projects to create them. Because that's what the point of open source is, that so many people contribute to these projects unpaid, that creates something better. And I'm going to make a video on this eventually, but like, even like CAPTCHA, like, that's a free to use tool that somebody one day said, hey, we're going to take all this and we're going to start feeding it like better images, and we're going to use it to train these AI because so many people use it. It's such a widespread thing. You couldn't pay people enough money to sit in front of computers and do CAPTCHA checks all day, but we do it for free without thinking about it. millions of people online do every day. And it sucks that even though humanity as a whole humanity as a whole has contributed to these wonderful advances, that we don't profit we don't profit as a species. We don't get checks for all the captcha that we've all the captcha that we've filled
no,
out.
you're absolutely entitled to profit from it if you feel like paying, $50 to go a block in a fucking magic car.
And that's how you profit from it. Of
Yeah,
course.
$1,000 to go to the fucking airport or something. You can get on the BART for like a fucking $5 day pass. I don't know what public transit costs. I live in a shithole state, so.
Yeah. What could public transit cost? Like $10? Texas is a hellhole. Well, there's no better way to talk about the different ways that we are a hellhole than to discuss the story of the water that we bring across the border from Mexico. There are several. I'm not sure the exact amount, but I know that we are shipped like a certain amount of water because of geography, the way rivers flow and work.
Right.
That Mexico sends water to the United States, and this has not really been talked about widely that I've seen, but there are farmers that have actually seized one of the dams that sends us water. They've seized a dam in Boquilla, Mexico.
Boquilla. You got
Mexico.
that right. Very good.
All right.
They seized the dam in Boquilla.
Boquilla, Mexico. The farmers armed themselves with sticks, rocks, and homemade shields, ambushed hundreds of soldiers guarding a dam, and seized control of the border region's most important bodies of water. This is, I mean, there's lots of ways to talk about this, like climate catastrophe is imminent. Feeding people is the most important thing that we could possibly do at this point in time, and never been more important than now.
And will continue to be a more important thing as climate change gets worse.
Yeah. Also, like sending water across borders. Like, yeah, we do need to like control the natural resources to some extent and make sure that we're using them properly. Especially, if once we've created a dam, we need to not just grow a bunch of almond trees with all that water. We need to grow useful things for people that are.
Hey man,
I don't know,
Nestle's
starving.
CEO needs that extra, couple $1 million. All right.
Yeah.
Right. So like I'm trying to double check where exactly in Mexico this is, because from my understanding, Boquillo's like in the center of the state. So we're not just we're getting water shipped from like a border city if it's from Boquillo. It's very deep in the country.
Oh yeah, it's like in the
it's all the way in-
southeastern part of Chihuahua. Yeah.
Yeah, it's in Chihuahua.
Yeah, I was like Chihuahua is on the border with Texas, but it's like that's southeastern part. It's really deep into the country.
Oh,
I mean, yeah, it's
because
about
of
as far
the-
from like El Paso as I am from El Paso. So you know, it's not exactly like a short trip up to the border to give these decadent Americans their drinkies.
Yeah, this is a
Right.
reservoir deep inside of Mexico that flows into the United States at some point, and the article says this has been one of the driest years in the last 3 decades for Chihuahua, the Mexican border state responsible for seeing the bulk of the water Mexico owes. Its farmers have rebelled, worried that losing any more water will rob them of a chance for a healthy harvest next year. Which, good.
Yeah.
Take that water. I don't need that water. I don't know what Texas is doing. We're growing. Whatever we're growing, we're doing it with prison labor. We don't deserve that.
Right. The thing is, I did a short video series about this, specifically in regarding California, or one video, basically how California got a bunch of the water that we have here, was because of some rich assholes from back east who decided to divert water from the Colorado River over into California. But one of the big things about this time, and I don't know how the Americans were able to finagle their way around this one. Well, I do know actually. With extortion.
With finagling, yeah.
It like during this time in the late 1800s when all of this like water war was beginning, in California at least, it was illegal for Mexican companies to do business with American companies like directly like this. Like you had like you couldn't you had to do it like through the state basically. You couldn't have like an American company in Mexico. And because they were technically taking Mexican water and diverting it to California, the Mexican government wasn't very happy about that. But this guy that I'm forgetting the name of right now, this American, paid off the consulate in San Francisco and promised him a big old ranch or something like that. And it wasn't a big deal after that.
And
now
here's your ranch,
what
bud.
was
I'm sure nothing will ever come of this, of any gravity.
Mm-hmm. And now what was formerly a desert, the San Bernardino, or what we call the Imperial Empire, is, or I should say the Inland Empire, has a lot of grassland. It hasn't for like millions of years. Also completely unsustainable because there's no water there.
Yeah.
So, it's just a ticking dust storm or time bomb of a dust storm. So, yeah, this is all great that we're all kind of just sort of repeating history and over again, because we're diverting water away from, the people that need it to, I don't know. What do they grow in Texas? I don't know.
And which part of Texas is
like,
this? Like, is it for the whole state? Is it a certain part?
I'm not sure of where exactly this goes into. I mean,
I assume it's through.
I assume it's into
El Paso.
Yeah, I assume it's through El Paso. I assume it's like, all this panhandle area. I mean, yeah, I mean,
because that part's
the
a
Amistad
desert.
Reservoir is like big, but that's like Del Rio. Like El Paso has, the Rio Grande is the entire border of Texas, but it's not like that's where we do most of our growing. Like most of our growing happens like where it's, in East Texas where it's a little wetter. It's not like actual desert. So
I have no fucking idea where all this water needs to go.
Midland, Odessa. They can shoot it into the ground and get more oil out. There's some fucking shithole oil town where they just that's all they do there. It's like oil dudes and like 5 fast food intersections.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we need to make the Tesla tunnel that goes from East Texas, the Sam Rayburn Reservoir all the way over to Midland. Honestly, fuck Midland and Odessa. Those are literally just oil towns still.
Yeah, but you know what? Even more so, fuck Lubbock.
Okay, fuck Lubbock just on general principle.
Yeah.
Fuck Midland and Odessa for being literally just oil towns where we just frack.
I don't know anything about these towns. I'm sure they're lovely. I'm just kidding. I do know they're all lovely. That's it. That's literally all I know about them.
Maybe more so, Lubbock's got Texas Tech, and that's a nukeable offense on its own, I would say.
I don't know. I feel like Amarillo is worse just because there's that song that has Amarillo in it, and I can't think
also,
of
no one says the name correctly. Like
Amarillo,
Amarillo. Well, that was offensive.
Yeah. Come on, fucking Speedy Gonzalez.
You got Boquilla right, but then you just decided that was not your path.
Nobody calls it Amarillo, Texas. It's Amarillo.
I know. It's Amarillo. It's like Los Feliz over here. No one says Los Feliz.
Oh, that's terrible.
Or San Antonio. San Antone.
San Antone.
Yep.
Saint Antoine.
Saint Antoine.
If you're from Louisiana.
Get a real fucking French Canadian, yeah.
Fucking terrible.
Jesus. This is a shithole country. We're just stealing water from other
God
people.
bless Texas.
The New York Times, their title for this is a war, which I hope Mexico wins. Mexico
the people, not Mexico their National Guard. Yeah.
Yeah. Good distinction there. Good distinction there.
Yeah, I think it's worth
Um,
saying because that's who's being sent to stop these people from keeping their water.
Yeah, they then do go on to say it's a sign of a growing conflict over increasingly scarce resources, not because natural resources are scarce, mind you. So, a lot of nuance that we need to help the New York Times out here with. Not because resources are scarce, but because they're being sucked up by useless companies that do. What do they do with the water? They bottle it up and then say that it's like from the Swiss mountains.
Fiji. Fucking yeah.
Fiji water actually is from Fiji, but that is like the guy who like runs Fiji is like a dictator. So
Yeah.
So avoid Fiji water.
Not worth the vaporwave clout, unfortunately.
No.
Also, fucking $3 a bottle or whatever is not worth the vaporwave clout either.
No. Just buy it the one time and refill it.
Yeah, exactly, and refill it with vodka.
Yeah.
Really get lost in the sauce there.
Fill it with vodka. I mean, when is that ever a bad, a bad bit of advice? Just
Yeah,
fill it
as
with vodka.
Thundercat said, if you're gonna fill your water bottle with vodka, I forget the rest of the quote. That's it. So
Yeah, I honestly, whatever we're doing, we don't need to do. Mr. Velderain, 42 years old, gentleman said he never saw himself as the type of person who would lead hundreds over a hill to overwhelm a group of soldiers protecting a cache of automatic weapons. But there he was in a video posted on Facebook, escorting a Mexican general out of the Boquilla Dam on the day he led the takeover.
that's pretty badass. Yeah.
Wait, so what did he do? Can you?
There was not like this is not like a big battle. Apparently the National Guard that was in there was like kind of lax. They didn't have like embankments set up, and so the farmers came with their weapons and they kind of just walked in and said, "This is ours now. We don't have to fight." And then they just led the general and the guardsmen out. And there's a video on Facebook showing them like the general's putting his bags in the car and they're just kind of like driving them off and stuff. So this was not like it's interesting. I kind of want to know more. I kind of want to know, how how much the army kind of agrees with these farmers.
Right. Because it certainly didn't play out like it would here in the United States.
Yeah, where the massacre of 87 farmers just went. Nobody talked about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or it would be seen as an American victory against like anarchists or whatever.
They just redress all the bodies in black and red. Call them Antifa. God, that would be terrible.
Anti-farmers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Anti-farmers, that'd be a good one. Just
like anti-farmers insurance.
What are you growing? I'm growing soup for my family.
It's funny when Trump released some kind of plan for Black America a couple of weeks ago, and one of the platforms on it was like Antifa. And I was like, what does that even have to do with helping Black people? Like, it was just the weirdest thing he put in there as one of the major parts. So his plan for Black America designated Antifa as a terrorist organization. I was just trying to think which Black people were really clamoring like, we need this done.
I'm sure,
because I can
I'm
think
sure
of a
Candace
couple other
Owens
groups.
was really relieved by that declaration. Yeah.
I can think of a couple other groups that like would probably benefit Black people more if they were
designated as terrorist organizations.
Groups. Yeah. I mean, the United States government themselves, like, can they designate themselves?
Could
as, like,
you
a terrorist
fucking imagine? Just like nothing changes. Of course, like there's no like restorative justice or anything. It's just a statement put out by the president, like, our bad guys. We've kind of been dropping the ball on the whole like not being horrible and racist thing. Our bad.
Yeah. Was it Syria who designated the United States government as a terrorist organization?
Honestly, big
It was
energy.
it was some Middle Eastern country. I don't remember which one.
Yeah.
But yeah, the United States government is indeed a terrorist organization.
Yep.
Yeah. Which is, it's nice. It's at least they say keep your enemies close. Or they say keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer. Like we've just installed them at the center of the entire media circus so that we can keep an eye on them all the time. Which of course is why we can't let George W. Bush just die in his paintings room, surrounded by the faces of all the people that he killed. We have to keep dragging him onto the Ellen show.
Yep.
That we still know what he did.
You love to watch a dude who kicked off a war that killed millions of innocent Iraqis doing Fortnite dances on daytime TV.
What is the latest with the Ellen thing? Is she off the air? Was she canceled? Like, I think it's time to admit that canceling doesn't work. It's just I think it's time.
Because there's been so much coming out about her being like just a fucking terrible person to work with, and in general too. And it's just like, no, I'm sure she's probably still doing her show.
She still has, season 18 is happening. I think Kim Jong. I wish that was Kim Jong-un. It's Kim Jong that's on her show. Yeah, she's still. I think season 18 is her. I think this is this year's season. So yeah, so she's still doing it. It's just happening. Canceling doesn't work.
Yeah,
canceling doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't hurt the powerful. Like it doesn't hurt anyone in power or with any significant amount of money.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I mean, like fucking if you have the fucking means to be in that position of power in the first place, like fucking so what if people are saying mean things about you on Twitter, like you'll wipe up your tears in your fucking mansion and go back to making ridiculous amounts of money.
Yeah.
I mean, we talk a lot about I guess we don't talk a lot about it. I guess there's a lot of discussion about the type of people that we want to be in these places, and there is not a world in which her content was good or useful for any real purpose, and so it's not like we suffered a loss because one of the great content creators who makes content for as a representative of the gays. We're not losing anything that is precious or sacred to us.
She is our golden calf.
Yeah, I mean, it's really not a fucking. I don't think people are clamoring for the Ellen show to remain on air.
Well, the only people who were defending her were other celebrities.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like the literal writers of the show who or the former writers of the show are like, no.
I mean, she gave us a bunch of cocaine, so she was cool in my book.
Even some celebrities kind of bash her though. Like the guy Brad Garrett from Everybody Loves Raymond.
Oh
he was like, yeah, she's a scumbag. I think. I was like, okay, that's surprising. But what's weird too is hard to tell is I feel like when you're kind of plugged into cool online circles, which feels like a contradiction in terms, but
all my cool friends on the internet, yeah,
exactly. But when you're in that Twitter media cycle, or you're reading things like Slate and Vox or BuzzFeed or whatever, or even like Jacobin, you kind of really lose track of what you would think Mad Men and The Wire are the most popular shows anyone's ever seen. You think everybody's watching things like Watchmen and Lovecraft Country or Girls, and then because it's all the people are talking about. Then you look at the ratings, and number one is
like NCIS. 5 people tuned into fucking whatever.
Yeah, it's like NCIS. Idaho is number 3 in the country.
They got to figure out who fucking buried that body in the potato field.
Yeah.
When I saw what the actual ratings were for stuff, and 2.5 Men was just crushing for years, but I never seen anyone tweet. I never seen a hashtag ever 2.5 Men. I've never seen that. I've never seen a 2.5 Men thread, but I've seen
Yeah, you've never met anybody and they're like, oh, I fucking love 2.5 Men. I'm a huge 2.5 Men head. I would, if Charlie Sheen asked me to kill someone, I would do it on the spot.
Yeah, they have a cool name, like 2.5ers. They call themselves online. I've never seen anything like that.
All the discourse in the 2.5er fandom.
Yeah,
God.
exactly. So, but
I'm a 2.5 Menshevik.
so like, I wonder if that's like how it is with Ellen. Like, we just don't see it. Like, there's some
It's just
kind
not
of
on our radar, yeah.
yeah, whatever the most normal place you could find it. Like maybe it's like a listserv or something, or maybe it's like a Facebook group. Where Ellen
It's what it is it's the dentist's office, it's the doctor's office. It's
Yeah.
waiting
Yeah.
rooms across America. That is where real middle class, hardworking, corn-eating Americans reside. That is where they are. Is they're getting their checkups.
Because they're all sick all the time.
Yeah, and they listen to radio
They listen to radio
Yeah.
and they watch Ellen DeGeneres' show.
and they watch the commercials. They don't fast forward
Yeah.
the commercials.
It is a bunch of like octogenarians just waiting to just see the doctor again for the third time this week because they just need someone to talk to.
I will have y'all know, I kind of resent this conversation, acting like the Ellen show isn't a big deal. My dog, when I leave for work and leave the TV on so he doesn't feel alone, loves this show. So, I mean, apparently his opinion's worth nothing.
Yeah, you and your dog's Nielsen ratings.
Does your dog listen to terrestrial radio too? Is he the one who keep that alive as well?
Yeah.
He started switching over to the Rush Limbaugh show for a little bit, but we cut that off real fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's those bumper stickers that are like, my dog is a Republican, and it's like, yeah, he eats his own shit. Like, he's a fucking moron.
Christ Jesus. Fuck. It's really, we had to draw the line somewhere, and making fun of Nancy Pelosi was one thing. Like, we all make fun of Nancy Pelosi, but once the dog really started getting into dog whistles.
Oh, boo.
Boo, boo, boo. How dare you?
I will not apologize. Nobody has ever had to apologize before. Ellen DeGeneres never apologized. You know what? She still has a show.
Yep.
She did cry.
Who fucking cares? It's whatever.
Yeah. Even if it is canceled, like, she's gonna make money off of the residuals for the rest of eternity.
At some point, the humor did just become like, look, this 19-year-old doesn't know how to use a rotary phone. Isn't that funny?
God, I haven't watched
Like-
Ellen in so long. That's all it was.
That was one bit. It's like they have like a game on the show where they just make fun of young people for like not knowing how to put in paper in a one of those dot matrix printers.
Man.
Like it's dumb shit like that. And I was like, I don't know if rich people know how to do this. They've never had to do anything.
Yeah.
Like-
Also, it's interesting. No one knows that she's been canceled. There's just been months and months of story of, is Ellen canceled? So maybe just kind of dragging it out.
Nobody's gonna check. Nobody's gonna fucking. I mean, I don't have I guess I could hook up the fucking cable box that has been sitting in my closet forever. That is technically included in my rent, but fucking, I'm not gonna watch TV. Come on.
Well, now news is basically nothing but a place you send press releases to as far as entertainment
Oh,
goes.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm sure even turning it on is too much investigative requirement for entertainment media. Like, if no one sent them a press release to announce something, they pretty much don't know what to do.
Yeah. Well, once everything is, vertically integrated and everybody already gets all the same memos, and then they just get their own talking points on each thing, everyone's talking about the same problem, and so it's no longer journalism, it's no longer news in the traditional sense. It's just we're spreading we're spreading we all got the same tweet. We all see the same tweet, and then we're spreading it around to all of our different places. The problem is that everyone on dolphin emoji Twitter gets different news, very different news from the people that are watching Fox News.
Mhm.
And that's where the real disconnect in America is that as we've moved online, as people have started getting all their information from online, how are you supposed to figure out if the Ellen Show is canceled if you don't know how to use Google?
But even Google doesn't help. I'm Googling. I still can't figure it out.
I mean that's also true. Like
Yeah.
even Google doesn't know. But like where would you go to figure that out? Would you wait for the next TV guide to come out and then you flip through furiously, like sweat dripping off of you, like God, I don't see the Ellen Show in here. Which page is it? As we've moved online and our information channels have changed rapidly, like we are no longer in tune with what TV and journalism media outlets produce.
And add TV Guide to the list of things that I want to know who's keeping it alive. Like I was in a supermarket.
Who's fucking buying TV Guide? Yeah.
Who's buying TV
It's the
Guide?
fact that it's the fact that we've allowed like science and medicine to keep people born from before 1950 alive to this day. Like they are blame big pharma
Doing
and like the
eugenics on
silent
the olds
generation.
because they fucking buy TV Guide. Yeah, that's the solution. Oh man.
Oh my god, TV Guide. I really hate that whole company because I don't know if you guys remember. It used to be a great site, Jump the Shark. But Jump
Oh,
the
yeah,
Shark
yeah.
was a great
Mhm.
site. And TV Guide bought the site just to ruin it. Like, I don't know if that's some kind of weird grudge against the site. Like, they just basically revamped it to make it unworkable. Then I've only seen like great business acumen like that from like Yahoo. Yahoo was usually
Yeah,
the
run a
king of
Tumblr into the ground.
yeah,
Yeah.
just buying something just to ruin it. Like, hey, this works perfectly. Let's buy it because it works precisely because for some reason we don't believe we have the skill or acumen or whatever to build something like this from scratch. And now that we bought it and we bought it
Mhm.
because it already works, now we're gonna tinker the hell out of it to ruin it, even though lack of faith in our ability to even create this thing is exactly why we bought a ready-made one to begin with. Like that's a Tumblr. That's a
It's
Yahoo
like if
model.
I bought a car and then tried to upgrade it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
You
like,
know
oh,
what? You know
cool.
what?
Yeah, I'm gonna make this a little faster by like, I don't know, putting some paint on it. Yeah. Paint the engine with stripes so it goes faster, more aerodynamic. Fucking there you go.
You know
Yeah,
what?
just
I'm
put
going
some
to
like hot rod flames on it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to kind of tie up this episode with a quick bow real fast.
I'm right here,
Before
man.
we get out of here. Listen. All of this could have been stopped. Capitalism could have been halted in place. We wouldn't have to be worried about Alphabet putting self-driving cars on the street if Yahoo had only bought Google for $1 billion in 2002.
Oh yeah.
Obviously.
That's the answer. Yahoo fucked up Tumblr for us. They took something that was arguably not good,
And made it worse.
They should have done it with Google. We wouldn't have had, capitalism wouldn't have accelerated this quickly. We would be having the Vermin Supreme Marianne Williamson debate on the show, and they would be the actual presidential candidates, and we would be the news, the media source for the United States.
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
guys remember what site it was? There was some site people were sharing it as a meme. Like Yahoo bought something for a whole bunch of money and then sold it a couple years later for like a fifth of the
It was
of the
price.
price.
Tumblr.
Did it sell Tumblr?
I think that's Tumblr.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they sold it to Verizon afterwards.
Oh man, what
Yeah.
chumps! Why the fuck would you buy that, you idiots?
They bought it for $2 billion and then they like sold it for like $200 million.
You
Okay.
can't
Oh.
fucking make ad revenue off Tumblr. Everyone is broke and depressed.
Buy
Okay.
high, sell
Mhm.
low.
All right, 1998 is when Yahoo should have bought Google, but they refused to do it for $1 million. 2002, they tried to buy it for $3 billion. Google wanted $5 billion. Okay. 2008,
They should have just anteed up.
Yahoo didn't
Standing
want to
up.
be sold to Microsoft for $40 billion. And then 2016, Yahoo was sold for $4 billion to Verizon.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's funny with people keep saying, "Oh, Yahoo made this mistake because this huge company, they didn't buy it when they had a chance. This huge company. What people don't realize is it's not a mistake, because if Yahoo bought it, the company wouldn't be worth that much today. You're judging the company by its what it became under non-Yahoo ownership. You know, like
Mhm.
all those companies under Yahoo would have folded or tanked.
Absolutely. I still maintain that Yahoo, that is evidence that Yahoo should have purchased
Got
them.
Google,
But,
exactly.
you know what? Yeah, no, that's it's also was probably at some point illegal for such a big company to start buying up smaller companies like that. It's not anymore because nobody gives a fuck anymore, but you know there
Nothing
used
fucking
to
matters.
be,
Yeah.
there used to be like antitrust like laws and companies that had guidelines and they would have these papers, the best papers, I tell you, and it's just it's about trust, really. And trusting that these companies weren't going to do bad. And that's why Google had, you know, don't be evil in there. But then they took it out.
Then they
and
went and
we don't trust
beat
businesses
evil.
anymore.
Yeah.
That's why we're communists.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because of Google. That's
'Cause of
all that
Google.
did it.
I googled communism and then I became a communist.
Oh well, actually, yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, also that.
Mhm.
I mean, I googled free PDF.
Conquest of Bread or fucking
free PDF.
no, actually, no. You
uh,
googled free PDF of a book that you fucking didn't want to buy, and you know, yeah,
and they didn't have it. It was
didn't have it,
They
and
had
that's
the Google
what gotcha.
like preview, which was like 6 pages, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'm communist now."
Yep.
Who was that
Stupid.
author that flipped out? It's a really horrible Chuck Wendig. Yeah, remember that guy who single-handedly killed the whole
Mm.
online
God.
library because he was worried people were going to steal his.
Right. Yeah.
And the guy is such a hack. Like, it's never like the great authors, you know.
Oh no. It's driven entirely by insecurity. Yeah.
Yeah,
Much like this podcast.
Yep.
Yeah.
I should know.
All the best ones.
Yeah.
Have you seen this horrible tweet exchange with Lin-Manuel Miranda?
Oh, no.
Oh no,
Oh,
and
that sounds
I don't need
heinous.
to know.
Oh,
I don't
man.
want to know anything
Oh, man, you've got to see
related
this.
to Lin-Manuel Miranda. I have enough Lin-Manuel Miranda brainworms to fucking
last me a lifetime.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Full up on brainworms.
So no one's watching him on the West Wing reunion special after they finish recording this?
I am totally stealing this joke from Twitter, but I really love the concept of, all right, to drive, you know, non-voters to the polls, let's make a reunion special of the West Wing of all fucking shows. Like, yeah, that'll do it. That's a show that appeals to people who aren't into politics.
Yeah, those are people who
Mhm.
vote for fun. Like they look
Yeah.
forward to it.
They
for
actually
years.
like, yeah, they actually like get really horny in the voting booth.
They
It's a problem actually.
put
part
on
of
their
the role
influencer outfit. They post an Instagram shot of them at the booth and they hashtag it and like at their sponsor. I was sponsored to go vote today.
Okay, so I'm gonna show you something that'll
Hell
really
yeah.
make your day.
Oh no, I hate that fucking picture so much.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. I didn't know who Wendig was.
Chuck Wendig.
when I
Yeah, he's the
saw
guy
this.
from that picture with him and Lin-Manuel Miranda just making the dumbest
Yeah,
fucking faces.
But I've seen this picture so many places, and this is like meme to death now.
Yeah,
I
Yeah,
hold on.
yeah.
I'm putting more bad stuff.
Oh no!
No.
Wait, you gotta see what he's.
We need to end this podcast.
What he's quoting is really okay. I'm gonna do one last one. You guys gotta see this one. This is the best one. And then but I'm gonna read it out loud so people listening won't just oh
So you folks at home can follow along.
yeah not miss out on the great. He had the thing. It's his coffee tweet. It's his magnum opus, but I can't find it because he blocked me.
My favorite.
no!
That's first of all, that's fucking great. But my favorite take on if you don't know what image we're talking about, it's the one at _flower garden did a tweet with Chuck and Lynn together. And good flumpy morning to our epic wife. It's us, your two cromulent husbands. Is your noggin a little frizzle frazzled? I think you need an upgrade in the form of coffee and smooches. Maybe perchance some downstairs smooches for our smexy wife. Winky face.
Yeah, that's exactly
great.
how he tweets. That's that.
Yeah, it's a twee, like fucking yeah.
Yeah. But he's also like super horny, so he's always like writing about like porn and
Twee
stuff.
and horny is
Yeah.
a terrible combination.
Yeah, it's really bad.
I mean, isn't that just every guy who makes the soy face?
Good point. Yeah, twenty.
Twarny.
Twarny.
Ugh.
I'm
It's all
20
that-
tweeting.
Yeah,
Twarny on main.
it's all that soy in your diets, men. I'm sorry.
Disgusting. Yeah. No. Are you? Do you want me to read this one?
Yeah.
So we can enter this one into the record.
Pollute your
No.
listening. Yeah.
Happy Thursday. I need to do my Alex voice.
Oh, I think this is one. I think you found it. Yeah.
Happy Thursday. You're a random scattering of genetic and mimetic material, culminating in a human hot air balloon full of farts and dreams. You're a creature of absurdity and invention. Go learn new shit and make cool stuff and live the best life you can. Go cuckoo banana pants. And then Lin-Manuel Miranda quote tweets with Chuck, can I call you to take over my Twitter when I take long breaks? Hard eyes emoji.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Now
know
that's
what?
a level of reply
You know what?
guying that I am fully rejecting.
I think
I mean, this is isn't this just like all the McElroys if they became one person?
Well,
I think the reaction.
I don't want to
are
admit
right.
that, but yes.
We need to put all the soy boys in the gulag.
Oh, 100%. Sorry.
It's me. I'm soy
Sorry,
boys.
Griffin, you-
Please put me in the gulag after the things I've witnessed.
Sorry, Griffin. You're probably the best of the three, but you are related to them.
True. F in chat for the McElroys. But anyways, if you've made it this far through that killer of an episode, you're
Yeah.
a true comrade, and thanks for sticking around. We'd like to shout out all of our patrons, especially Scott for contributing to our dialectical tier, and Spencer, Not, Thomas, and Tim for contributing to our Devil's Advocate tier. You keep the show going, and we hope to reinvest your investment into the show, back into the show, so that it's been invested in, so that we can call ourselves good capitalists, and you good capitalist pay pigs. So
Yeah,
let us know.
that's what you're here for, right?
Yeah, exactly. Let us know you liked our latest Patreon episode. We should have an exclusive episode that we recorded with Pearson from Coffee with Comrades going up soon, and we have a lot more ready, waiting to be released to you. We just have to properly time it out so we don't overload you with all the wonderful content all at once. So remember, if you want to become a patron, you can do that for $5 a month, or we do have a $1 tier so that you can spend the other $4 on bail funds. So thanks again, Trevor, for coming on.
Thanks for having me. It was fun.
Oh yeah, we try to have fun on this podcast. Otherwise, why would I get on voice of these two schmucks once a week?
To read Chuck
Hey.
Wendig tweets. What else?
Well,
what better joy is there?
Yeah.
Honey, it's time for your Chuck Wendig tweet reading session. But Trevor, do you want to plug what you're working on? What your show is doing? Any cool content that you want?
Oh yeah,
our listeners to come check out.
Well, lately the people in our Discord have been wanting to do a book club night and a movie night, so we started doing it, and it's been pretty good. So that's been a lot of fun. The last movie we watched was Network. Book we're reading now is Settlers, and yeah, it's been a pretty cool thing. But I mean, we're doing a lot of things now, streaming, which is a mixed bag because it's fun, but it's like it's I don't know. Streaming makes the time go by like way faster than regular podcasting. I think it's all
Yeah, you hop on and like fucking 4 hours later, it's like, oh shit.
yeah. And I used to think like people who stream for like 4 hours, 5 hours, like freaks, but until you do it, you don't realize, okay, this just happens. You go into like a
Mhm.
black hole of time. It's just you don't understand it until you experience it. Yeah, but
Mhm.
if you go to champagnesharks.com, that pretty much links to every place you could find us and everything we do. I think it's the easiest way to tell people to explore.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Cool. Yeah, absolutely. Check out their Patreon. Support all of our all of the shows that we simp. Really.
Oh
is
yeah,
what we- is what
patreon.com.
we recommend.
Champagne
Yeah. Champagne Sharks, Minion Death Cult, specifically. Tony, I'm sorry, Alex. It's it's the tier is Tony, Geezer, Alex. So
Yeah.
that's just how it goes.
Tony, and Geezer, Alex.
Which Tony is at the top? I don't know. They have to fight it out.
You know exactly which Tony's at the top,
Yeah.
and Tony knows too.
Exactly. No, so we also have a reading stream that we do. We stream we do a reading stream, we do a game stream. Streaming is fun. It's a fun way to interact with people. It's a great excuse to like spend 4 hours like playing video games or reading books that I do better attending because it's scheduled than I normally would. I would normally just play League of Legends for like 16 hours or Outer Worlds, whichever I'm feeling, and not play either horror games or read any actual theory. So it's beneficial for me to have the reading stream, even if nobody else benefits from it. So we do those Tuesday and Friday nights. Obviously, we release this episode on Tuesday, and we release our bonus episodes on Friday. So check back for that. And if there's more content that you crave, check out all of the rest of our social media: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Also check out our YouTube and Dennis's YouTube.
Yeah.
All right, take
And
care, everybody.
Yeah, everybody,
Hell
y'all
yeah.
have a wonderful week.
Bye.
Laters.
Howdy, y'all. Don't forget to follow our link tree in the show notes to discover new things like our Discord, social media platforms, and all the places where you can listen to our podcast. Word of mouth is the best way to introduce us and other leftist creators to friends, family, coworkers, your AA buddies. Community is about more than hot takes online. And if you want to support our efforts, you can donate to us at patreon.com/psychicdolphingarage, which is spelled how it sounds. Hope to see you on the stream tonight. Enjoy this music by JJ Dean.
How the fuck I still got a full head of hair? Not a single gray. Fuck the cops, family first, every single day. Bringing a charm when I ring the alarm. My arms got a box cutter insignia. We gotta abolish ICE, abolish it. No need to apologize, the Holocaust apologists. For no reason we colonized the land and put up monuments. Dope needles, dollar signs, the globe stands in astonishment. I hope there'll be a punishment. I really wanna get bloody. I really wanna stand in judgment of anybody taking money from anybody in the struggle. Anybody on a budget. Poor people getting 10 to 20 for some dumb shit. Corporations incorporating a bloodlet. Mark my fucking words, this coup will not be bloodless. Mark my fucking words, this coup will not be bloodless. Mark my fucking words, this coup will not be bloodless. Mark my fucking words, this coup will not be bloodless. Mark my fucking words, this coup will not be bloodless. Mark my fucking words, this coup will not be bloodless. Mark my fucking words.